daylight to all. Based off a true story of not just existence of a princess and a prince, but what it means. What does that look like in a world such as this? A true princess, a true prince, living in a world like this. In a world where you can choose to do your own work or have someone do it for you. They'll do their own work. When you have a choice to choose to be among the people, to be in the thick of it, in the leastest places, or be living comfortable, far from it, they choose to be in the midst of it. To be able to choose a career based off of societal pressures, gain, or to choose a dream of yours that may take longer, doesn't pay anything, won't make you rich. They'll choose their dreams in a world like this. So, in a world like this, could you truly see them for who they are? If they were to say, I'm a princess, I'm a prince, but nothing on the surface could prove that. Through the eyes of the people, it didn't seem like it. They didn't live like a princess, a prince. They didn't live royal. So that begs the question, what makes it so? What makes it so that you feel this is not royal? You see that it's not royal. That I'm not who I say I am. What brings upon that theory in the eyes of the people? Is it something that is in you to make you feel like or know that this is not how royalty should look like, should act like, should be? That there's no way that a person royal would be in the thick of this darkness. But who made up that theory? That's what it is that I'm trying to make you see. Whoever said that, you see, it's silent because no one had to say anything. It's spiritual. There's a spiritual thing that's happening where it hides these profound things, where it blinds your eyes, where it's right in front of you. Forgive them, Father, for they don't know. They can't see. It goes deep. Profound mysteries, but right in front of you that you can't see for some reason. And it's not even because you choose not to. That's the, that's the thing. It's because it wasn't time for you to. So it's a mix of all those things. You do choose, but there's part of you that didn't. You just feel that you think you know. And it isn't wrong of you, because here's the thing, royalty, right? Spiritually, everyone spiritually feels that when no one has to tell them, right? There doesn't need to be a movie or a story, not yet at least, because it's already in you to know that if such royalty existed, they would at least be able to live comfortably. They would not be trapped, imprisoned, right? To those extremities. They would have some will at least. So that part of it is true. Your spirit, that part of it is true. It's right. When you see royalty, you just don't expect to see someone in a predicament such as this, to that low extremity. But everything else is just superficial. Meaning, if you look at someone and wouldn't expect them to have been royalty because of the color of their skin, that's just being prejudiced and racist, all those things, just surface level discrimination. So all those other things are not right. So in this live, I'm not going to really focus on the surface things, because we know the basic surface level understanding that of course you couldn't see from the surface if a person is truly royal, right? Even if they plaster themselves with jewels, right? We know better than that, right? Whether they're real or fake. Because royalty means something deeper, right? Doesn't mean rich, rich, rich. I can get anything I want. That's not royalty. What makes a person royal? Truly. Philosophy 101. I mean, welcome. You see how the basic, simplest things are the most things that need to be reflected on daily. I tell you, appreciate your teachers. We love them. We love our teachers. We need to stand for them. I'm saying spiritually and physically. Those memorable people in your lives are the teachers. Are the teachers. So as insignificant as they think they are, because of what, and no credit they get. There's not much light shine upon them. They are deeply treasured in everyone's hearts. It's just a silent cherishing. And that's why I wanted to just acknowledge it for once out loud. Teachers change the world. They change us. They guide us. That's what they are. That's what they're sent here to do. That's their job. Now, a princess and a prince, a king and a queen, royalty, right? We're speaking of royalty. What would that look like in a world like this? Well, I hate to say naturally for some folks, but naturally their mind goes to, or I don't want to say naturally, but instantly their mind goes to, well, if they were royalty, they would maybe be in a kingdom. If they were royalty, they would have butlers and maids. They wouldn't do the work themselves. They wouldn't have to. If they were royalty, they wouldn't be in the leastest places. They wouldn't know anything about these things. But you see, what is truly royalty? What truly makes a person a queen or a king, a princess or prince? What makes them that? What gives them that title? Because it is just a title. Because aren't they a person? Still, when they step on the throne or when they step off of it, isn't that still a person? Before they even became a king or a queen, they were just still them. But they've been granted, they've been given, gifted this position, this seat. For what reason? You see? They had to earn it. It wasn't just given, like, because you're part of my legacy, the seat will be yours one day. Sounds familiar? Even if the person is not fit for it, it's their bloodline. That's what they inherit. Sounds kind of twisted now that we know the true version. But if you didn't know the true version, well, you would see, yeah, it's passed down to them, passed down to the next heir, the next male heir. Nope. Maybe in a world where you can create it that way, yes, because so you have. But this is not that. This is the truth. This philosophy is actually the truth. I'm not going to teach you, or that's funny that I say teach. I'm not going to tell you anything to stray you away, to lead you astray. No, you're going to get all the meat and all the milk. There's no secrets. They don't have to be hidden, okay? Now that I'm out the box, yeah, the jackal. Now that I'm out the box, you can't shut me up. I'm not gonna hold these things. That's not the purpose of me. Was never was. Now that I'm free. You're going to know. You're going to see when you're around me. Just like I want to know and I want to see. Pour into me what I'm pouring out. If I'm pouring out, pour in, right? Same thing. Like I don't see it any other way. All this, oh, I gotta be secretive. Oh my goodness, that's what makes me rare. What? You're handling it like someone can take it away from you. Like if I expose too much of it, you know, I'll just be blending in because everyone now can be this or act this way or say these things. Uh, no, you can't. No, you won't blend in. No, no, no one can take it from you. That's how they handle it. They handle such truth, such wisdom. That's how they That's ultimately what it is. Um, Truth. You're talking about truth, right? You're scared someone's gonna take the truth from you. You're scared someone's gonna change the truth in you. Besides it being someone else's truth, right? Because this is not just my truth, but besides that, it's just how you are you. No one, honey, no one can change you. No one can, no one. Like, see, that's what I mean. But to come down and have to speak typical, why are you worried about that? Yeah, I have to take time aside and just just acknowledge this because I know people are like this. And this is still part of the message that if you're so-called raw and you feel this way, ultimately it comes off stingy, greedy, because you want to keep something for yourself. When being a princess, being a prince, a king, a queen, having this position in this seat, there is a duty that comes with it. And it's not just for you, it is for the people of the world. There's the answer. There's a duty. If you want it to just be, okay, for you, then don't take the seat. Don't come on the council. Like I always say, I'm on the council. So we speak these things, these dark things. And if there's some good things, we speak the good things. Right? The good things are the children. We love our babies. Save the children. Until then, that's it. That's all the good I see, the innocent I see for now. But again, on the council, duty. Step off the council. I'm living my life. I'm going to the park. I'm walking the streets, right? I'm taking a walk. I said walking the streets. But yeah, I'm taking a walk, right? Like that's, and I said that because, again, no secret, because I don't hold secrets. This is just me. That's what I like to do. Like if someone wanted to find me, they'd probably say, okay, she's probably somewhere alone. Either home or she's somewhere but alone, right? Because I like that peace. So I'll be walking if I'm not on a council. Same message, the message that there's a difference between my duty for the world, my duty for the children, my duty for my people. And when I see my people, I see me as I should, right? So the duty to me, because it affects me. If I'm not on the council and I'm not doing what my soul is calling me to do, which is speak up for justice, point blank, period, there won't be any justice for me when I step off the throne, when I step off the council, and I want to live my regular life, walking the streets, taking a walk alone, or resting at night. There would not be any justice for me because that means that there is an affection spreading and it's contagious. And now the people have it. Now their mind is corrupted. Now they're turning against me, don't understand me, don't see me for who I am, are forgetting, turning away from this kingdom, turning away from my Father. You get it. We don't have to milk it, but we get the message. There's a duty. There's a duty that comes with this seat. That is what makes a person a princess, a prince, a king, a queen. That's why I say I don't like things. You can have the seat. You can have the crown. You can have the jewels. I've never been, even in my full understanding now, before this, I've never been that type of girl. I've sort of always been a tomboy, you know, that type of girl. But, you know, take what you can take from this, please, before my mind flutters. This is just everything I can remember without a book or a story or a movie. This is not scripted. This is what the soul knows. Even though we've been programmed, even though there is a story, there is a certain script and it's scripted a certain way. Even if your instinct deceives you, because this is all you've known, but this is not all I've known. For some reason, this is not all I've seen because I know more than this. I see beyond this. And I speak from a place where that is. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. I just am. That's just what it is. So I come to that place again and again to hear it, right? I come into me, I speak because I start to see too. And I say it has to be God, because where else would it be? Who else would it be? Exactly my points, in all points. God, 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 God. Father, 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 Father. Praise, praise, praise. Don't praise me, praise him. Don't thank me, thank him. Don't thank the world, thank him. Don't thank man, thank him. Man doesn't teach us these things because they don't know these things. Forgive them, for they don't know. They can't see. That's why they're not held at a higher standard. Unless you're held at a higher standard because of the seat, the position, what you know. You know better, but they don't know better. Not all of them, but you know, the ones I'm speaking to, they don't all know better. And aren't we held at a higher standard because we know better? Yeah. And I'm one of them. Just like the people would hold me accountable. They're like, isn't this Allie? Isn't this? Oh, she says she's God's daughter. Huh. She's acting like this? She's doing this. Okay. Okay. Right. Not that anyone's saying that I'm perfect, but you're still held with high regard. In an unfairly way and in a fairly way, you know? Because yeah, I'm not perfect. Yeah, I'm still young and I'm learning, and there's grace, right? I'm human. That's the grace. I'm young. That's the grace, right? But I'm not just those things. I am not those things and just oblivious. No. I'm not perfect. I'm young, but I'm also knowledgeable. I also have a relationship. I also know better. I'm not oblivious. Let's pop that balloon. Let's cut the crap. I'm not fooled easily. So there is a responsibility, a duty. That's what makes a person equipped for something. Same message. So, what is a princess and a prince? What is their lifestyle? Who are they? Like, how are they? Well, I'm sure they're just regular people. Again, they can step on the throne and they can step off. They can step on the council and step off the council. I'm sure they got to go home. You see, you see how you want to see it, and you make out these people to be not even normal. Exactly that. What are you making these people out to be? Gods. Okay. What are you making a god out to be then? Is not a god like still a regular person at the end of the day? Like what we consider regular, like us. If we consider us regular, what differs? You see, no one really talks about it. So let's talk about it. What differs? It makes you think now because then you're just like, oh, I think I put too much power into the title of God, right? Because God is just a title. Like all God, powerful God, esteemed person, highest of highest, a God. Hmm? It was almost like we were making God into like his like that's all we see when he is still a man, right? Or they're still a woman, they're still a family, they still have a world. We can't see past that. We can't comprehend it because all we've been focused on was like God, right? In all avenues, again, there's a part where it's true, and then there's a part where it's just like, hold on, because now you've also made other things up, and that's wrong. And then those other things are also mysteries, but they're also things that we can figure out because they're the basic things. You're not gonna know everything. There's a lot of things that are a mystery because it ain't none of our business. But we at least can know the basic, and so that's what we break down in this place. God is a title. Let's just cut the crap. Princess is a title. King is a title. Queen is a title. Yeah, I have to bring in the female with the male. Yeah, so prince, princess, king, and queen. Titles. God, title. Goddess, title. Right? African queen, title. Take away the title. Strip them naked. Who are they? Well, they're a being. They're a spirit. They're a person. What do they do? Do they sit on a throne all day? No. They do what you do. They love and want to be loved. They have communion. They speak with their people, their family, their friends. They make time. They take time. And those are all those mysteries because that's their business, whatever they do. But they do what they want to do. But when they step on the throne or they step on the council, then there's that duty to their people, to the world, to the children. And so here we are. Where would you think those sort of people, royalty, would lie in a place like this? Is it still in a kingdom? Is it still in a kingdom? You sure? But you want your king to be among the people, right? So that means he can't be in the kingdom. He has to be among you. And if you're in the darkest places, well, he's there. They're there. They're there among you. That you're not walking alone in this. They're with you. That's what we want our king to be. That's why it's called a noble princess, a noble prince. This is the true version. Not the version of our adversary. Not his version and his ways and how his family would be if they took the throne, if they lived in a kingdom. Yeah, I'm sure they would have maids and butlers doing everything for them and bossing everyone around. And here it is. Let's open the door and see little Cinderella being abused, neglected, abandoned, excluded, thrown in a dungeon. Of course, you would see that and find out that she's actually royalty, that she actually was the king's daughter, a princess. You see, they can't hide it. They can't hide their ways. But we as the people have not been able to see it the way that we should for some reason. Forgive them, Father, for they don't know, they don't see. For some reason, even though it was in plain sight. Because when you see Cinderella, before you know she was a princess or whatever the case may be, you see how she is compared to the people in this home, the people that runs it, the people that have this authority, the queen. And you say, wow, a queen shouldn't act that way. But this peasant girl, this servant, she has heart. She has soul. She has true strength because she needed it, right? But she embodies it. You would say, oh, she would make a good queen. She would make a good mother, a good person on a council. But that's just not the way it's happening. That's not the way they want you to see it. But they want you to, even though you can't see, they want you to start knowing that. Something inside you should know that. And it should make you, there should be some conviction. Conviction on what you see and what you know. And you have to grapple with that. And you yourself have to choose which one you want to believe or make true. And I think because we have been made to think that we're supposed to trust what we see. Because again, before we have verses and Father's knowledge, when you see a story or a movie and you start to know that even though I see she's not a princess and I see that there already is, you start to know that this person deserves that seat. That this is how a princess or a king should be. So then you start to trust in what you know than what you see. And I'm just here to tell you, you were always right, even though no one told you that. So for you to stand firm in what you know and not trust what you see, you should be proud of yourself because now you are given confirmation, right? Now you can open a book and see the verses, how it reminds you. Don't trust what you see. It can deceive you. People will deceive you just because they know that, you trust in what you see. That's what gives them power, gives persona power, gives masquerading power. Because they know that that's what you believe in. And so sticking to what you know, and now seeing that it was true. Now this servant girl is the princess. Now this noble man is a king, was God. It's a revelation, it's a confirmation, it's a reassurance. It's the true version. And I'll leave it there.